Salam and welcome back to another very exciting Photoshop tutorial. My name is Visha, and today I'm going to show you how to create this very cool photo manipulation style EID MUBARAK post. It's going to be really interesting, so let's begin. Alright, to start off, I'm going to go to File and New. I'm going to use 1500 pixels by 1500 pixels and resolution 300. Everything else seems to be okay. Just right here, Eid Mubarak 2020, and press create. I'm gonna insert this image by dragging it onto the canvas, just like that. And I'm gonna press Alt and Shift and increase the size of this image, just about there. And maybe shift it down a little bit. Right. Press Enter. And then I'm gonna go to the text tool and just click in the middle and just type here Eid, and maybe increase the font size to maybe 72 and center it out, and maybe increase this font size a bit more. Press Ctrl T and press Shift and Alt and increase the size just like that. I'm gonna be using this font, Tail of Hawks, and I'm gonna leave a link to all of these, everything that I'm using in this tutorial, in the description. You know what, let's go ahead and shrink this guy down because I want to make the sky visible a bit more than what it is right now. I'm gonna press Ctrl T and shrink it down just like that, maybe right about there, and maybe shift it towards the left and press enter. And I'm gonna make a duplicate of this. Right click, duplicate layer, or just press Ctrl J. And I'm gonna shift the bottom layer up just like that. I'm pressing shift key, by the way, to move it around just like that. And I'm gonna press Ctrl T and zoom out. Maybe increase the size of this bottom layer and press enter. And I'm gonna click this layer, select this layer, and make a mask by clicking this mask button. And I'm gonna take the brush tool, maybe decrease the size of the brush by pressing Ctrl, right click, and moving it to the left side just like that. Release it, click the opacity and increase to maybe 70%. And I'm gonna select the black color from here, and I'm gonna start painting on the mask of this layer. Maybe increase the brush size just a bit, and I'm just gonna click just like that and make this sky seamless. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna combine these two layers, pressing Ctrl and clicking these layers. Then I'm gonna right click and press convert to smart object, so that I can just double click here and it will open a new tab. Let's close this, and yeah, it will open a new tab and I can do the editing right here if I want to. Now that I can go to filter and camera raw filter, I'm gonna decrease the temperature. I'm gonna maybe increase the exposure just a bit, increase the contrast, and maybe increase the shadow and decrease the contrast, and maybe decrease the highlight because these highlights are a bit too much. And maybe decrease the whites, increase the blacks, bit of a texture and clarity. Maybe increase the vibrance and increase the saturation as well. All right, go ahead and press OK. This is the before and this is the after. It looks like we have some alignment issues. Let's go ahead and press Ctrl T and maybe just a bit rotate it to the right side, just like that. Now let's check. Looks okay. Press enter. Okay, so now what we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna create a new layer, and I'm gonna go to brush, and I'm gonna select this clouds brushes. There are plenty of brushes. I'm gonna be leaving the link to these brushes in the description if you want to check that out. If you are following along, there are plenty of cloud brushes here. You can instantly create an awesome cloud. I'm gonna be selecting maybe this guy, yeah, and maybe just click here just once. And if you want some more, you can just take the brush tool and just click twice, just like that. Just click twice. Or what you can do is just make a duplicate of this layer by pressing Ctrl J, just like that. And if you don't like this cloud, you can just go ahead and delete this cloud, make a new layer, and just go to the brush tool and maybe select this cloud. I think this looks okay. Just click once, twice if you want more. It's okay. Maybe make one layer and maybe erase this part and make another layer just like that, and maybe erase the edges. We don't want the edges, so I'm gonna take this eraser tool and just erase these edges. We don't want too much highlights on the edges. We just want this part to disappear behind the cloud. Let's make this guy maybe rotate it around. Ctrl T. Let's enter. I guess it looks okay. We can just erase this part if you want. Let's erase. Let's rotate this text. Press Ctrl T and rotate it. Press enter, or maybe take the text tool and shift this guy down a bit so that disappears into the cloud more. Control T again and rotate it around just like that. And let's make a mask on this text layer, and we're gonna go and select the brush tool, and we're gonna select a normal brush just like that, soft brush, decrease the size, and maybe erase this part. We don't want it to be seen. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this guy into the Photoshop and maybe decrease the size. Press the shift key to decrease the size and press enter, and bring this guy to the top on the layer panel, and maybe take the pen tool and draw a shape out of this plane. Or maybe we can be lazy on this one. Just take the magic wand tool and maybe select the subject. Yep, makes a pretty good selection out of this guy, and it's going to be really small, so we don't care if it's too precise. Let's go ahead and remove this part. I'm using the lasso tool and pressing Alt key to remove parts that I don't need. Let's go ahead and click the select and mask. I'm gonna go to view and maybe select on layers. I'm gonna increase the feather and I'm gonna increase the smooth. Maybe decrease the feather amount, maybe 1. And shift the edge to minus side. Press OK. Maybe make a layer mask. We can do some changes to these areas if we want. Maybe make a selection out of that and maybe press Ctrl X. Yep. Let's go ahead and shrink this guy down, pressing Ctrl T and rotate it around. Press Shift key, rotate it just like that. You can zoom in to check if the lines perfectly. Looks okay. Press enter and I'm gonna do some color corrections to this guy as well. Maybe go to filter and camera raw filter, zoom in here, maybe 200, maybe change, maybe increase the exposure just a bit and increase the contrast, decrease the highlight and increase the shadow, whites as well, increase the blacks as well, and I think it looks okay now. Maybe decrease the exposure just a bit and maybe erase this part. Select the brush tool, harden the brush tool by pressing the Alt key and right clicking and dragging it down just like that. Drag it up and it will soften the brush. Drag it down to harden the brush. And I'm gonna maybe erase this part. Select black, by the way. Okay, what is this part doing? Maybe increase the size of this one by pressing Ctrl T. Press enter. I'm gonna maybe decrease the size of this part a bit more. I'm gonna double click here and I'm going to press Ctrl T. I'm gonna shift this guy to here maybe and press shift key and just keep decreasing the size just like that. Press enter and let's go ahead and save this and see what we have done from here. There's a line we can see. We gotta erase that part. I'm gonna select the mask and select the brush tool and increase the brush size, soften the brush and just keep painting just like that. We want a smooth gradient. Now if you keep on painting too much, you may see this part. So if you come across this issue, you can just swap this color and just paint that part just like that. It's really easy. And let's go ahead and save this guy. Going to file and save, close it. Looks sweet. Now let's go ahead and design the rest of the text. I'm gonna take the text tool and I'm gonna go up here and make a new layer and just click here in the middle and go to paragraph, center it and maybe right here I'm writing in the language Mubarak and maybe decrease the size maybe capitalize it. I don't know, is that what it's called? And maybe um, change the color of that to maybe blue. Press OK, press Ctrl T, and maybe decrease the size by pressing Shift and Alt. Press Enter, and maybe change the font to something that I've been using, a font that I've been using a lot lately. It's called Poppins. Kind of like what's popping. Okay, so maybe change this color to maybe white and shift it down just a bit. I think it looks better. And maybe select this guy, right click and select, and where is this? See, this is why you should name the layers, which I don't do. Let's go ahead and name the layers. This is plan, and these are the clouds, cloud 2, cloud 1, and yeah, let's go ahead and shift all of these up just like that. Yeah, I guess I will end the tutorial right here. Alright guys, that is pretty much it. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments, and let me know what I should be making next. And yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to see more tutorials like this. I hope I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, Eid Mubarak and Salam.